Hello, peace seekers. This is Saniqua White popping in to give you a piece of my mind that will hopefully give you some peace of mind. And before we jump in, if I could ask you a favor, if you could hit the subscribe button, the like button, and share this video so that people that you may know that I don't know may have access to this information as well. Okay, so let's jump in. Today we are talking about workplace stress. Is your work environment making you sick? Literally. So I don't mean just making you sick like you make me sick, you get on my nerves. That's not what I mean. I'm talking about you are struggling physically, mentally, and or emotionally because of your work environment. You may be having headaches, you may be having stomach aches, you may be having what feels like panic attacks or heart attacks, something like that that's going on in your body, but it's due to your work environment. Now, some of you may contribute or attribute these symptoms to something else other than your work environment. And that's why I'm bringing it up. I really want you to sit back and listen to your body and think about when these things are happening and whether or not it's associated with your job. I also want you to think about the mental and emotional parts. Are you depressed because you don't want to go to work? Do you not want to go to bed on Sunday night because you have to get up on Monday morning and go to work? And I'm not also just talking about those of us who physically go into the office. I'm also talking about those of you who work from home. And even though your environment is in your home, the work environment is still just as stressful or maybe just as toxic as if you were going into the office. You're still getting all the phone calls, the emails, the keystroke watching, the analyzing of everything that you do. And even though whether you work from home or you actually go into the office, your work environment is so stressful or possibly even toxic that it's making you sick. Literally, those are the people, you are the people that I want to talk to. So I also want you to remember to share this just in case some of your friends, family, or whoever you might know is struggling with this as well. And I also will link in the description an ebook that I've created for you as well as my clients that are struggling with this situation. Because the truth is, if your work environment is overly stressful and even toxic, it is time for you to make a change, some huge changes. You may have a chain of command that you need to go through to make certain changes, but I've had clients over the years that I've been practicing that have had to leave the job or at least take some time off work. Now, that is not something I'm recommending, but I want you to think about what you need to do if your work environment or your job is literally making you sick. You cannot continue to keep going in the direction that you're going. You are going to hurt yourself. So, there are some questions in the ebook that I have created for you. Like I said, I'll link it in the description box so you can access it. But I want to go ahead and ask you a couple of these questions now so you'll know what to expect from the ebook. The first question, like I said, is your job making you sick literally, whether physically or mentally and emotionally sick? Is your job overly stressful and even toxic? So those are different things to me, stressful and toxic. So most of us have to go through some stressors and different things just because we live in this world and that's just life. But overly stressful is putting wear and tear on your mind and body to the point that you are exhausted. You may still be functioning, but you're not functioning at your optimal level. Toxic is dangerous. So if your work environment is toxic, it means you are in a danger zone and you likely need to get out now. So there is a difference again between stressful and overly stressful and toxic. Toxic is something we don't want to play around with. If you figure out that your work environment is actually toxic, it is time for you to get out. If it's stressful or overly stressful, you may have different things that you can do to bring your stress level down or bring the stress level down in the work environment. And again, I'm not differentiating between whether you go into the office or whether you work from home. Either situation could be overly stressful and even toxic for you. So start thinking about this. Are you having any symptoms? Are you having constant headaches, constant stomach aches? You cannot digest your food properly. You're having some issues sleeping, eating. Your weight is going up and down, maybe. Your family, maybe you don't notice it, but your family is starting to say things like, you're always tired, or you never want to do anything, you don't hang out with us anymore, you're not eating, you're not sleeping, you're having nightmares, you're fighting in your sleep. Ask your family if you're not sure if they see any differences in you. And if you find that those answers, whether they come from you realize it, or your family is realizing it, now ask yourself, is this attributed to the job? Are the symptoms that I'm having attributed to my job or my work environment? Because if they are, there's some specific things and more questions and more tips and tools that I want you to take a look at, again, in the ebook that I've linked in the description box. If you're having these signs and symptoms and you find out that they are not attributed to your job, it doesn't mean that you ignore them. You still need to figure out what is going on with you and why, so you can solve the problem. Do not let yourself continue in this stressful or whatever the environment is that is causing the physical and emotional pain. But this particular video is about your workplace. I have other videos that you can check out as well that would speak to other reasons for your symptoms, okay? But I want you to go ahead and click the link, access the ebook, see if it's something that you need. Start asking yourself these questions, whether or not it's attributed to your work environment, whether you work from home or you go into the office. I will be back soon with more videos, so if you can hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell as well, so you'll get the next and upcoming videos. I would appreciate that so much, and I'll see you soon. Until then, be proactive about your mental health. Be well, and God bless.